So when we learn about the least common denominator, we need to understand that this is the use in order to solve the addition and subtraction of a fraction. Okay, so in order to add or subtract a fraction, you need to find the common denominator first. That's the real deal for you. First thing first. For example, 1/3 plus 2/5. You cannot do 3/8. This is so wrong. This is a pure misconception. So you cannot just add the numerator and the denominator. This is so wrong. Okay. So what you need to do is try to find the common denominator. Okay. 3 and 5. They share the different denominator. So in order to add or subtract a fraction, you need to find the common. Common means the same. Make the denominator equal. Okay. Equal denominator. So 3 and 5 can be simplified, or can be what you call, not simplified. It has to be in the same denominator. So I just want to go to 5, right? Go 5, become 15, and I want to multiply by 3 on the right side. On the 5 becomes 15 also, right? So pay attention. They share the same denominator, but in the different form, right? Different number, but will be on the same value. Okay, so 5/15 plus 6/15, right? So you can add it simply. 5 plus 6 is 11, and you cannot add the denominator. Okay, it is 15. Okay, the denominator is always 15. It is unchanged. Okay, do you get the idea, Rachel?
Yeah.
Now, I will give you another question. Good to hear that. So let's say 5/8 minus 1/2. This will, it is the same problem, right? We share the different denominator. So you have to find the least common denominator in order to solve 8 and 2, in order to solve this operation. So let's see, 8 and 2. So I think 2 can be changed into 8. So times 4, right? Times 4. And this is times 1, times 1, right? See, you have this common denominator right now. Over 8, and this is 5, this is 4. And you can do it simply, subtract 5 by 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. And the bottom part, since it is equal, you don't have to change anything about the bottom part or the denominator. This will be the answer. But let's say, once I have another understanding about this, I want to just multiply, or for example, the same question, yeah, 2 part 1, 2b, right? 2 type B. I want to multiply simply by this 8 and 2. So I multiply by 2, I multiply by 2, I multiply by 8, I multiply by 8. Why? Because it's easy. Because 8 times 2 is 16, 2 times 8 is also 16. All right, like this. You might do this. This is also right. The answer is 2 by 16, right? Oh, it's different. It's same. You divide, you simplify. This is not the common denominator, not the least denominator. You can simplify further by 1/8, and it will share the same answer. Okay, so in order to do this, you can change the denominator as long as it is same. Okay, if it is different, you cannot add or subtract. That's for addition and subtraction. I will give you some more examples. So this is okay, but this is not a common, not the least. Okay, so what you have to focus on, you have to focus on the denominator. Okay, take a note. Focus on equalizing the denominator, equalizing the denominator. Okay, now let's go for the next question. 3. 5, 5 over 6 plus 2 over 3. Okay, this will be quite simple. What you need to do is try to find the same denominator. Oh, 6 and 3. Focus on the denominator. 6 and 3. I can modify the 3 by 2 by 2, right? I multiply it by 2, so it will get 6. You don't have to do anything on the left side, or you can just multiply by 1, but no need to write it down. So one more time, 5 over 6 plus 4 over 6, right? You multiply 2 by 2 and 4 by 2, 3 by 2. So you'll get the answer of 9 over 6, right? And after you do this, what you need to do next? Simplify. Divide by 3, divide by 3, right? So as a previous, you simplifying fraction, 3 over 2. And if you want to go further to change into a mixed fraction, that's better. 1 over 2. Okay, that is the answer. Now, another question. So we have to practice a lot. We have to do a lot of practice in order to solve this. 3 over 5 subtract 1 over 2. Wow, this is more challenging. Why? Because we don't have the number that can get, you cannot multiply one time in order to get a certain denominator. Okay, 5 and 2. I think 5 and 2 is okay. Look at the 2 here. Look at the opposite, 2 times 2, top and bottom, and 2, you multiply by 5, multiply by 5. Top and bottom also. Okay. Now, let's go. Over 10, over 10, right? So 3 times 2 is 6, right? 1 times 5 is 5. There you go. Okay. Next. Do you have any questions so far, Rachel?
No.
Okay, so it is either both plus or minus. You need to make the denominator equal and do the rest by adding or subtracting the top side. The bottom part will always equal. Okay. Now I will give you some example. One more, so we can go deeper. Use the mixed fraction. 3.5 subtract 2 over 3. Wow. Okay. There you go. So before we do the subtraction, what we need to do, try to change this into a mixed fraction. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, right? Subtract. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, right? Remember this rule, over 3. And then make the denominator equal, 2 and 3. Oh, we get, okay, so what you have to do, try to look at the opposite. If you look at 2, you look at the opposite, times 3 here. So times 3 times 3. The opposite, times 2 times 2. That is the simplest way to do the simplifying fraction. 6, 6, 21, 16, right? 7 times 3 is 21 over 6. Here, 8 times 2 is 16 over 6. So you'll get the answer 5 over 6. See, as simple as that. Okay. So when we deal with the mixed fraction, you also can do with changing a mixed fraction into an improper fraction first. Okay, I will give you some some exercises, so you can get the idea and you can go to by yourself. Okay, so this is for your exercise. Number 1, 2 over 5 subtract 1 over 6. Number 2, 3 over 7 subtract 1 over 5. Number 3, 2.5 subtract 1 quarter, 1 and 3/4, or 5 over 8 minus plus. Oh, everything is minus. Oh, no. I just do plus here. Here you go. Plus 1, 2 over 3. Okay, now you can do it. Give me, I'll give you about 10 minutes to solve this, and let me know whenever you are done. Okay, I will pause the recording and we will discuss it later to do. So when you are looking at the denominator 5 and 6, you need to find the common denominator that will get 5 and 6 go to the same denominator. Okay, so you just multiply by 6, right? Just do the opposite, multiply by 5, right? And then after you do the 30, subtract something over 30, right? 2 times 6 is 12, 1 times 5 is 5. So the answer will be 12 minus 5 is 7 out of 30. And we cannot simplify further, let it be. Okay, 7 and 5 also, it will be the same. Multiply by the opposite 5, but don't forget to put top and bottom. And multiply by 7, don't forget to put top and bottom also. Next, equal to 35, and then 15, right, plus 7 over 35, right? So 3 times 5 is 15, 1 times 7 is 7. So it is 22 over 35. So don't change the bottom part. Okay, it's quite simple, yeah. So as long as you know how to do, it is very simple. Now for number 3, you need to change this mixed fraction into improper fraction. 2 times 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5. 5 over 2, subtract 4 times 1 is 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 out of 4, right? And then look at the common denominator, 2 and 4. Okay, you don't have to do both, you do one time only. On 2 becomes 4, right? And then you multiply by 1, nothing to do with the 1, right? And then 10 over 4, subtract 7 over 4. The answer will be 3 out of 4. That's it. Now question number 4. 5 over 8, let it be, because you don't have to do anything. But this, you multiply 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5 over 3. Make the denominator equal, as usual. 8 and 3. Okay, I think of 8 and 3. Okay, I cannot think any number, so just multiply by the opposite. Right? And then times 8 times 8, right? So that's the way you do. You have to do it fast and detailed. 24, both of them 24, right? 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 8 is 40, right? And then you add 55 over 24, and then you can change into the mixed fraction. 55 divided by 24, I can put 2, 48 you subtract 7. Okay, the answer is 2, 7 out of 24. Okay, that's how you do. Do you have any questions so far, Rachel?
No.
Okay, nice. So I will give you some exercise, some works for you to do. It's quite challenging, but if you can do this, I think you will have no problem on equalizing the denominator. Okay. Some of the questions are big, are a huge number. See. If they are the same denominator already, so no need to do anything. For example, here. So it is the same, right? So just write it down, 2 over 4. Okay, or 1 out of 2, you can simplify. Understand, Rachel? So if the denominator is already equal, you don't have to do anything else. Yeah, but this is just a question. I will give you the other. Okay, 10 numbers only, but this requires you a lot of thinking in order to make the denominator equal. Okay, I give you some time to do this. Yeah.